Lazard not to reply to repeated requests for comment on this story. Motherfucker, when did you even come at me for this story? 2 years later? And what'd you do? Posted my chat a few times, motherfuckers? I don't remember shit. You think I'd have a problem commenting on that? You gotta talk about that article. Okay, yeah, let me pull up this article. Didn't I retweet it? You know, for the record, I'm not even sure what made this this article come to be so late, you know? And it even says Sea of Thieves streamers quit the game in protest against Rare's response to Toxicity, okay? And they name off these streamers, right? But on my first read through, and I read through the whole thing, it doesn't have any response from them as to why they left or any of the sort, you know what I mean? It just says, yo, these guys left the game, you know what I mean? And I think it's because of, from what I can wrap it up as, it's harassment. Basically, I chalk this article up to kind of like harassment complaints, you know what I mean? And it mentions two names as, you know, the starters of the toxicity environment that now exists today, you know what I mean? And that is me and Pace, I believe. I want to see if there's more names in there. I don't think I saw any. Like, I was kind of, I read through the whole thing verbally yesterday to Caroline and to Smokey and my mom and stuff, so I did read through this motherfucker. And yeah, so it gets kind of chalked up to harassment. We'll just read it. We'll read through it together. We'll read through it together. Let's get a little. I mean, dude, I don't even know what kind of background music. Let's just read it. When Rare announced their pirate adventure sandbox Sea of Thieves to the world, the studio put an emphasis on, okay, this is just like blah, 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 blah. It speaks about the Sea of Thieves, okay? It's a situation, okay, let's see. But since the release, there have been growing concerns among some of its players about Rare's reluctance to intervene in community issues, and worse yet, that they've featured streamers renowned for their unpleasant reputations in the game in their official events. So it's a situation that recently reemerged in Sea of Thieves streamers, including Say Hey Rocco, Carrillo, Jason Sully, and Gullible Gambit announced they were quitting the game in response to Rare's lack of action over reports of toxicity within the community. They argued that Rare hadn't done enough to combat the toxicity surrounding the game, and that in giving certain individuals a platform, they had normalized the types of behavior the community guidelines were intended to stamp out. So that's kind of like the basis of everything, right? I'm not really around for these guys. I'm not even 100%. I don't know who any of these guys are. Maybe we should research them, you know? This person, I think, is the group, or it's the pair of people. And I'm not 100%. I think it has to do with they do some sort of puppet stuff, right? And I remember hearing about them one time, and it kind of being the same style thing. It being very about the toxicity of what, you know, what was created and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I had a very, I will call it a not 2020 response. You know, it's not like I'm the greatest. I'm not like known for my great wording on Twitch and how I properly showcase how I'm feeling about something. To say the least, I'm kind of stupid with words. So we'll just read this and we'll let you say, you know, what I said. And realistically, it's not the greatest wording. Okay, so let's just say it wasn't. I'm not going to say it 100% represents who I am today, but it also doesn't. It doesn't not. At the same time, maybe I've grown a little bit more mature than this, and I can hold my words a little better than this, depending on the situation. Okay. But yeah, the controversies amid the Sea of Thieves community have involved issues familiar to online gaming, players targeting individuals based on their gender, race, and sexuality, purposefully loading into the same servers as streamers to disrupt their broadcasts, taking their issues from the game out into the real world. It's involved elements that are specific to the kind of game Rare made, a multiplayer pirate game of exploration and combat, where the line between acceptable behavior, killing an enemy crew, sinking an enemy ship, and stealing their stuff. And harassment, hate speech, targeted abuse is often overstepped and justified with the shaky logic that the game is called Sea of Thieves, not Sea of Friends. So, it's not like, I don't like that broad justification of our phrasing Sea of Thieves, not Sea of Friends, right? You're gonna put that in with race and sexuality and gender and putting that in as them getting targeted and then putting the stamp Sea of Thieves, not Sea of Friends. Like, that's not anything to do with any of that. That's not, we're not like representing, are you really representing the guys who load into games and who are just dropping N-bombs and who are just like, that has nothing to do with any sort of environment me or Pace or anyone has put into the game. We have not represented that whatsoever, and we've always gone against that. Let's not, that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? To put that in at the end, and that's what we justify all of that as, really? Okay, an early sign that something wasn't working came in late 2018 when the popular streamer Jared Summit1g Lazar started broadcasting Sea of Thieves to a large audience on Twitch. I hate how they call me Lazar through the rest of this. They call me Lazar through the rest of this article, and it's so. Oh, I hate it, man. So I'm just going to refer to myself as Summit. Summit brought plenty of new players to the game, but ended up clashing with members of his existing community by his behavior both on and off stream. That's ridiculous. Okay. But, okay. Rather than confront the problem, Rare remained largely silent on the issue. I mean, ridiculous. Okay, so if he's lopping everything in right there with all the Twitter posting and everything and not just making that just gameplay involved, then yeah, he's right. So yeah, I was involved with stuff on and off stream. Kind of on stream. Mostly just stream snipers, though. And stream snipers that, we put ourselves in front of, which, we'll admit to, and I'll let you guys be the judge on whether you hate me for it or not, you know what I'm saying? And Pace as well. Responding to a request for a comment, a Rare spokesperson states, "We take all complaints seriously, and we treat all of our players fairly. All customer service complaints are treated..." Did I get to this point yet? I'm here, right? Yeah. All customer service complaints are treated with the same level of seriousness, regardless of where they originate or what the topic is at hand. We'll say that. We review every ticket thoroughly for evidence of behavior that violates our community code of conduct and take action wherever evidence is found. However, a significant number of streamers and players would disagree. Why? Where is there evidence of this? Show me evidence where Rare is not taking something seriously just because it's from a streamer. You know what I'm saying? There simply just hasn't been anything done wrong to condone a ban on my behalf or on Pace's behalf, at least in the game. You know what I'm saying? If Sea of Thieves wanted to fucking turn around and ban me for all the shitty things I said about them, hell yeah, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? That's within their right? But, they can't say that they banned me for anything that I said or did within their video game. Lazar has... Summit has been a controversial figure in Sea of Thieves for a while. Back in July 9, 2019, long before Rare invited him to be on their show, he broadcasted a number of rants about the game while streaming. During this, he called its development team stupid fucking devs. I've done this on many games, if you guys know who I am. I can't remember a game that I haven't done it on, honestly, recently. And highlighted tweets from players who disagreed with him or were critical of his behavior that inevitably led to criticism and harassment of those players. As a result of these posts, his fans continued to clash with members of the community, with one member having to change their online identity to leave the Sea of Thieves community as a result of the negative attention and death threats they're receiving. So, I will admit that it was absolutely an abuse of power to, hit somebody with a retweet and tell them how stupid they were, and then let the wolves have at them. I don't do it much nowadays. I try not to do it too often. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It kind of happened. We disagreed with each other, and I put him on the spot. I put him in the spotlight with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I just dragged him in without him wanting to be there, and yeah, it's pretty toxic to people. So I don't do it too often nowadays. On Twitter, he also encourages 1 million followers to send him information. So this is where I draw the line, though. This is where I was, in my opinion, absolutely within my right, and it was just a counterplay that we had thought of and that we did for certain type of servers that we did not like, okay? So I'll get into that if they don't. On Twitter, he also encourages 1 million followers to send him information for Alliance servers to invade on stream, taking the action out of the game and into community Discord servers, okay? Which is, in my opinion, how can these Alliance servers possibly exist without there being some sort of Discord server that already existed in the first place? So who took it out of Sea of Thieves? Who did? I did? Or they did? Who did? Okay, that's a question. Alliance servers see players take control of all of the available ships, usually for community events or special occasions. No. But occasionally, okay? Occasionally, to exploit, to exploit the game and grind without PvP. Rare has never explicitly condemned this exploit, but it soon became a huge point of contention within the game's community, mostly fueled by the attention that Summit brought to it and the abuse that was directed at the players. Lazar did not reply to repeated requests for comment on this story. Motherfucker, when did you even come at me for this story? 2 years later? And what'd you do? Posted my chat a few times, motherfuckers? I don't remember shit. You think I'd have a problem commenting on that? You think I'm scared to comment that I went outside of the game into the Discord world to find out their server info? Motherfucker, you don't talk about how they get those servers going in the first place on Discord through harassment themselves. They will stomp a ship out until they leave the motherfucking game and get on their ship. You feel me? They don't talk about all that stuff though. And then they sit on their servers where it's supposed to be a give and take experience. Pirates and that take and pirates that find. And it's a big circle of we need each other. But they sit in their circle jerk farms avoiding all aspects of fear just to get all the same stuff that you get, by the way. The gold farm, they get it way faster, way easier, without fear of anything. And that's not how the game should be played. And we thought like that, right? That's not how the game should be played. They took it to Discord. So we use streamer benefits a little bit to find out those Discords to infiltrate. Now, we infiltrated the Discord and the game, which I find to be one and the damn same, because if you're using it, I can use it. You feel me? And if you're fucking hiding on your island, I can find that island. And we fucking did. And you bet your ass we caused some shit, but we didn't verbally abuse anyone. Maybe a few times, but not in any racist, sexist, any sort of thing like that. You know what I mean? And there came to a point where me and Pace both kind of play like this, where we don't talk shit until you talk shit. And we did that, you know? We did we did that a few times where we talk shit first, blah, blah, blah. But there got to a point in the community where it was like this. It was like this 2 years ago, right? So we started only doing it really outside of fun stuff like making him sing and shit, which I was against. I was always against that. And we would only talk shit if they talk shit. You know what I'm saying? We'd only give it if they gave it. You know what I'm saying? And if they're giving it, they take it. They're fine. They're big boys. And they did most of the time. But what we're talking about here is ridiculous. So, I just don't understand why it's a bad thing for one side to do it, but not a bad thing for another side to do it. And I'm scared to comment on that. So yeah, what do you guys feel about that? Do you think I'm in the wrong there? I felt piratey about it. I thought it was cool as shit. I didn't agree with the way that they played the game. They didn't agree with how I went in and played the game in their servers, Man, there was times we went in that motherfucker and they'd be filled. The server would be galleons and nothing but galleons. And they would all be communicating somehow, okay? And there was this one server where they all came at us at the same time. Woo! It was bonkers, bro. It was bonkers. It was probably one of the craziest ones. We didn't get shit out of it because they found out about us. The ultimate goal was for us to go into those servers and steal something from these motherfuckers, So we would jump onto a ship. We wanted to be discreet. We wanted to be part of the fleet, right? We wanted to just low-key steal your fucking Athena, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So the best case scenario was we steal an Athena and then we start crapping on the whole server. Worst case scenario was, and what it started to be was they would literally, how they would counter us going into Discord and finding their servers where they camped my stream all day, all fucking night. When they were playing, they had my stream up if I was live. No matter what, if I was going into some shit, they were watching me to find out what. You know what I'm saying? I had to overlay a bunch. I had to stop talking to Pace when he found servers a bunch. We had to try to be secret. So we got into this one server. Like I said, they all found out before we even did anything. So all that happened was we just crapped on every galleon there. It was a lot of fun because a lot of the times in those servers, they just hand off ships, right? They're just like, oh, we're done for the night. They hand it off to someone that's going to continue in the alliance, right? Continue making everybody money, continue making the fucking ship, the big ultimate ship move, the moneymaker, right? The ship you cannot see. So they would just pass on ships. So ultimately, you would get on these ships and they'd have like 400 cannonballs, like fucking 900 bananas, just insane amounts of mats on their fucking ship from just grinding, right? So when you would just sink one, it would already just be fucking annoying. We can just feel the annoyance just seeping in, because you would go back down to fucking 10 bananas or fucking however many bananas you started with back then. Dude, if you ask them about those times, oh, it was the worst time ever. Summit's the worst guy. It was awful. We hate him. If you ask me, man, that shit was so fucking fun. And I'd do it again. You know what I'm saying? So there's my comment on that, okay? So yeah, breaking up alliance is completely fair game inside of the Sea of Thieves, given it's a pirate game. But the methods he was using split the community in half. No, I didn't. I was stopping some abusers from abusing the game, okay? That wasn't a community. It was a very niche little thing, you know what I mean? Some argued that the streamer was simply reintroducing PvP back into these servers through metagaming, while others were critical of the ways in which Summit uses audience influence outside the game to infiltrate these servers, comparing it to the unpopular practice of stream sniping. Well, it's funny how one is okay, all right, but somehow this one instance that I do it, it's not. You're telling me I've been getting stream sniped for 10 years, right? For me to do it on one video game back and everybody, you're going to bitch fit about that? Come on. Come on. Come on. Yo, even when a game steps up and says they're going to ban stream snipers, what does the gaming community do? They fucking lash out at the company that says they're going to do it. That should put you in perspective on where stream sniping is, on how it's still accepted in the community and they're not on the streamer side on this one. You know what I'm saying? So come on, brother. Give me a break on that one. That's a joke. Several of his viewers would enter Discords or comment on Twitter. You bet your ass. No. It wasn't just viewers, okay? I specifically hired motherfuckers, okay? No money involved or anything. I got motherfuckers to actively speak on my Discord about getting into other Discords, okay? And I thought it was fucking genius, okay? I don't see what the problem is. If they're doing it, I can do it. You feel me? It wasn't like anyone was getting doxxed. I was finding this motherfucker's address, and I rolled up into his window with some binoculars to find out when he was connecting to servers. You know what I'm saying? So I can steal an Athena chest. I didn't go above and beyond any more than they did to make the alliance servers. So we went the same way to disrupt them. Just disrupt, by the way. Just disrupt, because there's no means in Sea of Thieves to push anyone off a server. You get what I'm saying? And which I think still to this day is wrong. I still talk to Smokey about that to this day, that Sea of Thieves needs to implement a 2 to 3 sync and you're gone rule. You know what I'm saying? That it would create more flow across the seas. You wouldn't have to switch servers quite as often, right? There's a reason to sync ships a little bit more too, not to mention, and a reason to be a little bit more worried about PvP and your shit. It would give pirates more of a reason to keep loot on their ship. It doesn't make sense to me that they would just let a ship go after you and then sink and then go after you and then sink and then go after you and then sink and then forever on. We've had times where me and Pace, instead of continuing on the server, we were pushed after 4 or 5 or 6 sinks on one stream sniping ship. okay, to just turn in the loot, bro, just to turn in the loot. And it was ridiculous. And you know how they would do it? Not always, but they would do it where you were about to sink their ship, but instead, when they know that they were done, they would scuttle their ship, which would make it so they were a little bit closer to where they were rather than putting them on the other end of the world, right? Which is what should happen every time, by the way. Not sometimes, okay? Not, hey, sometimes you spawn kind of far. No. Every fucking time you sink, you should be in bumfuck Egypt when you're back. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be an island over. I shouldn't be able to see your sails. You know what I'm saying? It's a problem. So my solution to that problem was 2 or 3 sinks of your ship and you are migrating to another server, which they already have they already have that implemented to be able to do. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my thought a little bit. So yeah, I broke out a little bit. I went a little far. Several of his viewers would enter Discord to comment on Twitter, picking fights and harassing anyone they believed to be playing the game. I mean, come on, show me proof of this. In this way, in the hopes of passing on server details to their favorite streamer or acting as a part of the spy network for them. Okay, like I said, things can get out of hand without a doubt. Twitch chat as a big giant viewership obviously doesn't all fucking represent me. You can't just pretend that somebody's saying they were looking for something that all of a sudden it has to do with me. You know what I mean? That's why I specifically had people talking in the Discord and I was only getting information mostly from them. Sometimes viewers would try to do it and sometimes we would roll with it, but it was pretty fucking rare that it would even amount to anything. So it wasn't something that we kept up with. So it kind of whatever. And when it came to, let's see, this behavior arguably breached Rare's own community guidelines on the topic. Disputes are settled on the seas. But the Rare didn't step in. I mean, we're stepping for what? Stepping for what? Because we had some Twitter arguments? What? That's means for doing what? What did you want them to do to me, Kotaku? Huh? You wanted them to ban me for that? Because we had some Twitter arguments? Because some PvE guys, right, who had Captain in their name were mad that we were PvPing people? Okay, gotcha. All right, so their only response was to restate their community guidelines in an update video. I remember that, and delaying Summit's scheduled appearance on their weekly development in January 2019 due to backlash. I remember that, and that wasn't like due to backlash. It was just kind of like, let's just chill on this one. You got some shit going on. Let's just relax. It wasn't like due to it. It was just kind of like, let's do it at a better time. When we'll enjoy it more. Essentially, you know what I mean? In October 2019, and I was just respectful, like in like when I'm yelling at them on the stream, there's a lot of emotion involved. Sometimes I hated their video games, sometimes I didn't, but we did talk, in the DMs, and it was always respectful conversation, you know what I mean, about what was going on and my thoughts and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know if many of these players have been targeted by the streamer's fans in the past, or had been friends who had been targeted, and believed Rare was condoning this behavior by partnering with him in their live stream. There was no partnership. It was like, hey, would you like to play some games, on the stream with us, for a couple hours. I don't even know how long it was, and that was it. There wasn't even like a contract involved. There was no anything involved. It was just like, would you like to play some pirate games and mouth some of your opinions to the devs, essentially. And I took it as an opportunity as like, I can mouth some fucking opinions to the devs. You feel me? And that's exactly what happened, by the way. Me and Pace didn't let them go off too easily. We gave them some opinions, and we gave them our thoughts. I even stretched some of my thoughts that were a little too far that they didn't even fucking take at all at the time, right? They were just like, hey, this guy's fucking crazy. So, anyways, so yeah, like I don't represent all. Oh yeah, so here's proof right here. Here's proof right here. I guess. What does this say? I am green. It is arena, blah, blah, blah. You are actually, R-worded. Report for what? Oh, boy. Yeah, dude. Shit show. I'm feeling abused. Yep, he clearly got that from us, I understand. That was clearly, he had 1G or something in his name, right? Oh, no, he was on streamer mode. Frost Visions. Fiasco. Should have said if his name was Fiasco1g, they would have said something about it. On July 14th, 2020, some prominent players spoke out against Rare's management of the community. The couple behind the Twitch... Okay, so Rocco was kind of after my time, okay? I don't personally know him, really know who he is at all, or who they are, I think they're a little bit more targeted on the toxicity in the community that they think is led to, or has been led to by Pace and myself. Mostly, yeah, I don't just say Pace and myself. Yeah, the couple have been very invested. So let me look at it. Sorry, let me read that again. The couple behind the Twitch streaming personality Rocco, a glove puppet cat who streams Sea of Thieves, with one half of the couple playing the game and the other puppeteering and staying in the character as Rocco, issued a statement on Twitter stating in part, wait, two people? Oh, I just realized what that means. Rocco doesn't actually play. Okay. For some reason, I thought it was like kind of like they switched off, but then I was thinking, like, how does that make sense? Do they have like miraculous voiceover? Like they can do the same voice? Like that would be insane, right? No way. So it would just mean one person plays indefinitely and one person does the puppet indefinitely, right? I feel it. Okay. I didn't understand that until now. I thought it was more of a switch off. Okay, so So let's see. One half of the couple playing the game and the other half puppeteering the same character. Okay, cool. Issued a statement on Twitter stating in part that they experienced targeted harassment. Okay, as we all have, by the way. I have also. I'm going to say that as well. I have also experienced targeted harassment. Okay, so we've got that out of the way now. Just to make that clear that I have as well. The couple had been very invested in the game and even has their own Easter egg in it. Nice. In the statement, the Sea of Thieves partners detailed their problems with Rare's handling of their experiences of harassment, claiming that Rare was dismissive of the issues they had begun to raise in May 2020 regarding toxicity within the community. So, like, what's the solution? The couple had been the target of misogynistic and ableist, I don't really know how to say that word to be 100%, ableist abuse for 5 months at the time of reporting these issues to Rare, after becoming entangled in a harassment campaign from fans of the popular Sea of Thieves streamer and partner Pace22. Pace22 built his audience on highlighting the game's potential for PvP, broadcasting his daring heists and server takedowns to an audience of thousands. He's commonly among the most viewed streamers in the Sea of Thieves. He's commonly among the most viewed streamers of the Sea of Thieves directory on Twitch, and as a result, become one of the figureheads of the game's PvP community, along with Summit. Many of these abusive comments from the accounts that were either named after Pace22 or using an altered version of his catchphrase. Pace22 gets sunk, oftentimes gets sunk, replaced with get ard. Jesus, man, you're just going to throw that in there. Some of these abusive messages have been since linked. Let's just get that off the screen. Have been since links to other smaller content creators within the community, including many players who were known to tune into streamers and then try to get on the same server to harass them and then send them abuse in game. Pace22 did not respond to abuse. I'm sure you tried real hard to contact him too. Listen, it seems to me like something. Fuck, there's another one, bros. Come on, man. Oh, anyways, we'll just take this off screen for 2 seconds while I get through this. It seems to me like get sunk. I mean, you can throw anything on there. You know? Get frosty. Get hammered. Get salty. Get anything. Get anything. He has. That's him? Really? Get dunked? Get wrecked? Get everything under the sun? You know what I mean? Oh, man. I have screenshots of people saying everything from give me your OnlyFans, get ard, and are you typing with your little stub? Says Rocco's puppeteer, who requested an anonymity out of concern of harassment. What? Okay, that's fine. You've then done the span of threatening sexual abuse all the way to making fun of disabilities. It's interesting to see them do the normal. Wait. It's interesting to see them do the mental gymnastics of being like, no, this game was built on toxicity. This game was built on telling people to get ard. It's like, no, it wasn't, but Rare never told you otherwise. Chat, you know, I don't really know what else to say besides, if you've ever actually watched Pace and myself play Sea of Thieves, you'll see a multitude of things. You'll see him viciously shit on people and sometimes talk shit, okay? You'll see him help people and put them in the right direction, you know? Help them out a little bit. You'll see people talk shit to us in a racist, sexist, whatever the fuck way, right? And we will retaliate with shitting on them and letting them know, fuck you. So it's like, it's not like we're the big bad wolves out to get everybody and make them, get shit on. But I will say this. I think that what the problem is me and Pace, myself and Pace, what we did was we made Sea of Thieves a little bit more popular, okay? And we also showcased at the same time a side of the game that was way more PvP than PvE. So, naturally, in occurrence, we did two things. We got more people to play the game, and we got more people to play the game that were biased on PvPing, without a doubt. But at the same time, when you just have more fucking human beings, you're gonna have more toxicity, dude. It's just how it goes. Human beings are pieces of shit, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that that represents what I have done in Sea of Thieves and how I played. Not completely anyways, my friend. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure Pace feels the same. So, it's awful that you take harassment, that you get harassed. That's never what I want to do to people. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it happens. Sometimes people might feel like it's happening to them, even though I won't feel like it's happening, Some people might feel harassed when I don't say a fucking word, but I'm just sinking their ship. It's not my fault. I only got a small ass hole on your ship, and I got to kill you 40 times. I'm sorry. I would like to have 4 big assholes on your ship, and me be on my merry way, But sometimes it goes down like that. That's in no way how I play Sea of Thieves, I don't treat people in a bad way on Sea of Thieves. I would say that most people that have come across me have had a decent time rather than the other way around. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, Pace is way more controlled than me. There's times where I want to blow my fucking gasket, and he is laughing his ass off, having a good time. You know what I'm saying? When we're getting stream sniped, won't stop getting stream sniped, and I'm ready to lose my shit, Pace is there enjoying himself, laughing at how dumb the shit's going on. You feel me? Like, if anything, he should be a representative on someone who understands that it's a full circle video game. He appreciates people digging up shit, for him to steal. He appreciates people still playing the game and all still enjoying the whole experience of the game rather than just one or the other. Pace does PvE sometimes, every once in a while, but the whole point is that whole community needs one another. It's so weird how they don't see it the other way around. You need PvPers. And not to mention, let me say this, okay? Even for me, when I was getting fucking, no flex here, 70K viewers sitting behind a motherfucking chair, stream sniping in Sea of Thieves is very, very difficult, okay? Stopping voice comms in Sea of Thieves, very, very difficult. I got that backwards. Stopping stream sniping in Sea of Thieves is very, very easy, okay? It's one of the easiest ones. It's one of the hardest ones to stream snipe is what I was trying to say. It didn't happen very often until they saw me in-game. Like, I would have had to have stumbled upon someone for them to start stream sniping me most of the time. It was more on the rare side that someone would roll up on me yelling Summit. You get what I'm saying? They would have had to have an encounter with us somewhere where they saw Pace's name, or they saw my name, or they heard my voice, or something along those lines. Sea of Thieves is very, very difficult to stream snipe, okay? Even for 70,000 viewers. I don't know how many viewers Rocco gets, okay? Also, it is easy to mute voice comms. They're not going to harass you into oblivion. It is easy to switch servers. You can do it whenever you want to. If you don't want to switch servers, you can scuttle your fucking ship. You know what I mean? And if you're worried about it happening so often, you can just make sure that when you do get loot, you put it into the port real nice and fast. You know what I mean? You go into the outpost quick and you get your money's worth. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to say it's not hard to stop harassment in Sea of Thieves, right? Targeted harassment. But you will run into it without a doubt from time to time. Just like any other game. I don't even know if I should go further into this. There is quite a bit more, but it's generally regarding the same stuff. Oh yeah, Gambit says, one of the streamers that left the program says, my other reason for leaving the partner program, besides standing up for Rocco's creators. Okay, so he did it to stand up for his friend. was because of the harassment I was receiving on my channel and from the Sea of Thieves community to my community. This has been going on so long. I'd been so mired in Sea of Thieves that I didn't really see it from other perspective. I didn't have a perspective until I started streaming other games. I started streaming another game and realized I wasn't banning 5 or 6 accounts every day for homophobic hate speech directed at me in my chat. I was like, why is that a thing? Why is it only happening when I'm streaming Sea of Thieves? That's interesting. I personally don't know the streamer, and I don't really know what to say to that. I'm not really sure what can cause something like that, man. You know? It happens. I mean, I'm not saying like I have anybody really get, a crazy hate speech with me besides the random human trying to get N-bombs slipped in the chat for some fucking stupid reason. It makes me feel better as a man if it gets slipped through or something. I don't know. But I do get as much shit thrown at me as another, you know what I mean, when it comes to video games and meeting human beings' expectations when you're streaming and stuff like that. So maybe Pace and I had created a certain environment in the Sea of Thieves Twitch environment where it was a little bit more competitive, where people wanted they were used to seeing a little bit high level of piracy, or so it would create some toxic humans who absolutely don't represent me or Pace to go from channel to channel to maybe be a dickbag to them about it if they weren't meeting their expectations on skill level. I can absolutely see that as a thing because they do it to me all the fucking time, and I'd like to think myself pretty damn good at video games, so most video games. I don't know if you guys understood exactly what I was saying there, but I can understand that, being a thing, and, apologize if that is a thing. Glad you found a spot that's a little less toxic, but, I wouldn't say putting that blame on me or Pace is fair at all. You know what I mean? We just showcased a part of the game which increased the game's popularity that they didn't really know about. You know what I'm saying? And, I don't feel like you can really put that blame on anybody besides sometimes video game growth doesn't go where you want it to be, and it takes some time, and I'm sure that the Sea of Thieves dev team is doing what they can to get rid of it, dude. But what do you want them to do? Listen to voice comms on every single human being in the game. Like I'm sure that when they find proof of somebody harassing somebody, especially like I said in this article, targeted harassment, that it would be dealt with by them. They don't seem like a team that's just going to see something like that and not do something about it. As somebody who they have talked to me about ways that they can help lessen the harassment that I received in the game. So it would surprise me that they would just let things go and just be like, oh, I know there's proof here, but we're just not going to ban that guy. I would really highly doubt that. But you also have to understand a dev team is also not a babysitter squad, It's up to the gaming community on how their game forms, and if you don't like that, obviously what you're doing is stepping away. It's understandable, you know what I'm saying? Some games develop in the wrong ways, and the communities go the opposite direction it should. And we've seen it happen, without a doubt. But I don't really see that with Sea of Thieves. Personally, I've had really great experiences in that game, and I run into toxic people less than not, you feel me? And you would think me, of all people, would run into the most toxic people. So yeah. Anyways, that's my thoughts. I think it's kind of ridiculous that Kotaku comes out with this like 2 years later, saying it's a problem with Sea of Thieves today, even mentioning my name in it when I haven't played that game in quite some time or had influence in Sea of Thieves, even the last time I came through to play it. And then putting Pace on a phrase of get blank, get sunk, and then just everything after get is his fault. That's a little ridiculous. And then at the beginning of the article, putting that quote, what was it? It was the shaky logic. And he says, this hate speech and targeted abuse is often overstepped and justified with the shaky logic that the game is called Sea of Thieves, not Sea of Friends. It's insane that they they just fucking lop all of those things under that phrase. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's everything. It's hate speech. You know what I'm saying? It's targeted fucking abuse. You know what I mean? Oh man, it's everything under the sun apparently with this thing. It's just Sea of Thieves, not Sea of Friends. Yeah, we justify everything with that in Sea of Thieves. Everything. Yep. Guy jumps on my ship and starts dropping N bombs. It's the first thing me and Pace say. It's not Sea of Friends. Just stupid. Okay. So yeah, those are my problems with the article. I think it's a little stretching. I think it's ridiculous that it came out at this point in time. This was an article that would have had way more effect a year ago. I don't know why it's coming out at this point in time. Stupid. Thank you, Kotaku, for your time. It's been a pleasure.